All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on that hidden magic that makes your tech feel so, well, smart. It's the secret sauce that turns our devices from just tools into these incredibly intuitive assistants.
You know that feeling, right? That moment when your phone does exactly what you needed almost before you even realized you needed it. It feels a little like it's reading your mind. But what's really going on is actually way more interesting.
Okay, think about this. You hop in the car, and before you even touch a thing, your phone just knows and flicks on driving mode. Or how about your smart thermostat? It somehow figures out you've left the house and dials down the heat all by itself to save a little energy. And yeah, even Netflix is in on it. It's late, you're winding down, and boom, it starts suggesting chill, relaxing movies. How on earth does it know? Well, I promise you, it's not magic. The secret ingredient, the key to this whole thing, is one simple word: context. This idea is what powers all of that intelligent behavior. The official term for it is context-aware computing. But what does that really mean? It's just a fancy way of saying a system can gather info about your situation, like where you are, what time it is, maybe what you're doing, and then use that information to change how it works for you. In other words, your device actually starts to understand the context of your life. So what exactly is this context? Well, it's all the little bits and pieces of data that describe your world at any given moment. It could be your personal preferences, your GPS location, whether it's a weekday morning, or even the temperature and how noisy it is around you. All of it. And here's where it all comes together so beautifully. Let's picture a student in a library. Okay, so the system knows the location is a library, it knows the time is evening, and it knows the user's activity is studying. Put it all together, and what's the next logical step? The phone automatically silences itself. No frantic digging through a bag, no button pressing needed. It just happens. Okay, so we know what it is. But how in the world do our devices actually do this? Well, it turns out there's a pretty straightforward recipe they all follow. It all boils down to 5 basic steps. First, the device's sensors grab a bunch of raw data from the world. Then, that data gets processed and cleaned up. Third, the system interprets all that data to actually understand your context, your situation. Step 4, it uses some rules or a bit of AI to decide what to do about it. And finally, step 5, it takes action. It's this constant little loop running in the background: sense, think, and act. Let's make that real with a smart light. It detects motion, it checks its clock and sees it's evening, and a sensor notices the room is dark. Using all that context, it makes a decision: turn on the lights. And then it acts on it. Simple, right? But it's also incredibly elegant and super useful. But this technology is so much bigger than just turning on a few lights. It's fundamentally reshaping entire industries and how we interact with, well, everything. The most familiar place we see it is in our smart homes. You walk through the door and the lights pop on and your favorite playlist starts. When it gets late, the security system arms itself automatically. Your house is no longer just this passive building. It's an environment that's actively responding to you. But the impact gets so much more profound. In healthcare, this can be literally life-saving tech. A wearable can spot an abnormal heart rate and automatically ping a doctor. It can remind you to take your medication when it knows you're at home, or it can monitor for tiny changes in your health patterns over time that might signal a bigger issue. And think about transportation. Context awareness is making our travel safer and way more efficient. Your GPS uses real-time traffic context to steer you around an accident, and some of the newer systems in cars can actually detect signs that a driver is getting tired and warn them. And of course, there are the recommender engines we deal with every single day. Netflix, Spotify, Amazon, these guys are the masters of context. They're constantly looking at the time of day, maybe the weather where you live, and especially your past behavior to make these scarily accurate guesses about what you might want to watch or listen to or buy next. Now, this all sounds pretty amazing, but like with any really powerful technology, this convenience doesn't come for free. There's a fundamental trade-off that we're all making, whether we consciously think about it or not. You've got two sides of the coin here. On one side, the benefits are obvious: incredible personalization, automation that just makes life easier, and a way better user experience. But the other side of that coin holds some big challenges: massive privacy questions, the risk of data being wrong, security vulnerabilities, and the fact that these systems can get really, really complex. So let's just circle back to that core idea for a second. For the system to adapt to your situation, it has to know your situation. It needs your data, your location, your habits, your schedule. That That's the price of admission to this new smart world. And really, that brings us to the final crucial question that this technology forces every single one of us to ask ourselves. For that perfect, seamless, convenient experience, what parts of your life, what pieces of your context are you actually willing to share? It's definitely something worth thinking about. Thanks for tuning in.